All right, ladies and gentlemen, good Wednesday morning. Welcome aboard our AR, our accelerated retirement brief. Really excited for everything that's going on here. Man, what an interesting State of the Union last night. We'll dig into all that in a second. I mean, you just can't. Uh, it's just the theater of it is just comical, man. I mean, first of all, you guys know me. I'm a hockey dad. We're a big hockey family. Boys played college, and geez, Panthers had a suite at the Panthers Stanley Cup. Bought it. We got the suite the first year they made the run to the President's Trophy. Blown out in the first round of the playoffs. Next year, won the cup. Man, we were sitting right behind the bench, and then obviously, let's just say the Panthers' success. It's a business, folks. They wanted as much for the suite that they did for the entire playoffs type of thing. Susan are like, done. So, well, and we mainly had it for the kids because Matthew's buddies would show up, the whole hockey team would squeeze in there like a fire hazard. Keely's friends, but the fact that hockey's just a national, because I was 11 years old when Miracle on Ice happened, the Soviets and America, and it was a tough time in our country, man. Another great movie is besides Miracle is Invincible. Vince Papali, right? I've met Vince a couple times. Eagles guy. It was a tough time, 70s, and the Jimmy Carter and the Malays, and then here comes Ronald Reagan, the Iranians and the Soviets. So seeing these young kids, man, just saying, "Hey, we love America. It's the greatest country in the world." Seeing them in the Oval Office, seeing them at the State of the Union last night, it's just great. And just seeing the left in this country come completely unglued. It's like winning another gold medal. It just makes my heart smile. These people, again, if Trump declared today he was Satan, first of all, they'd believe it. And second of all, they'd complain it's not hot enough in hell. So great job, kids, young men, for representing this country. The president's obviously the female team. What a great effort by the women. They're coming to the White House too. He made a joke. He's Trump. And then the left comes completely unglued, like they did last night. Just disgraceful. Did you see this young man? This dude had his legs shattered and shot and torn apart. He received the Medal of Honor last night during the State of the Union. Couple things on that. That was last month. That was a month or two ago. That just shows you how ridiculously horrific and bureaucratic this government is. What a complete joke. It takes 15 years in the past to do a Medal of Honor investigation. Now this is like, holy shit, that guy did what and did this and did what? You saw it, right? Well, he was helicopter pilot, man. We all witnessed it. Oh, done. What's this? Did you see the other guy? Naval aviator. Longest dogfight in history. It was secret for decades because it was against the Soviets and it wasn't supposed to happen. Lone F9 Banshee or Panther pilot, man. Young naval aviator, 5 or 4. Enemy MiGs he shot down. It was top secret forever. He, 100 years old in the State of the Union last night, got that Medal of Honor. So, State of the Union, they're awful now. All it is theatrics. From Marjorie Taylor Greene yelling liar to, who was that, Obama, to Al Green or whatever his name is, shaking his cane like, Grandpa Simpson. It's a joke. It's awful theater. I couldn't stand Joe Biden. I couldn't stand Barack Obama. If I was a congressman or senator, I would have been there and I wouldn't have been yelling at them. This ain't the House of Commons. But Democrats consistently pull defeat from the jaws of victory. Last night, when the president looked at them and said, well, everybody, and said, hey, in our people's house, if you support the American people over criminal illegal immigrants, rise and blah, blah, blah. They sat there. That was a gamble by Trump. He's not a dummy. I don't care what you think. That was a gamble. The best thing that Democrats could have done was stand up and clap. they sat there with the pusses and the Elon Omars and the lady from Monsters Inc., just yelling at him. He just gave a gift to Republicans in the midterms for campaign commercials. Do you support illegal immigrants or do you support Americans? Sitting. Again, it's theater. I get the politics of it. What's that have to do with trading? Everything, because the midterm elections are going to be a big deal. But anyway, so bottom line, State of the Union, here it is. If you didn't watch it, if you hated President Trump, take some microdoses, meditate, go for a walk, and do some yoga. You got problems. But what I'm getting at is if you hate President Trump, you hate him even more after that speech last night. If you love him, you love them even more. If you're kind of like me, which you kind of shrug at all of it, it was a shrug. There was some really cool stuff last night, especially for the market. With the TSP, right, for the military, the thrift savings plan, coming up with that for America. Social Security is a Democrat disaster. It's bankrupt. If I was able to invest my Social Security, what I put into the S&P 500, I'd retire with like $2 million. Instead, I'll get like $1,500 a month. What an absolute disgrace. So that was really cool last night. So the Trump savings plan, the TSP, and then the kids' accounts, S&P 500, folks. We've talked recently about what? The sophomore slump. Since John F. Kennedy, 1960, every president, without exception, had a sophomore market implosion slump. Can the president not? If one president's going to buck that trend, it'll be Trump. With all the one big beautiful bill, all that stuff getting ready to juice, and then these savings plans and the kids plans going into the market, folks. This is good. And then, if you're Blackstone and some of his billionaire buddies, you didn't like that. Hey man, no more companies buying housing. This is ridiculous. So it's funny because he catches so much grief from Democrats. A lot of his stuff's populist, man. I'm sitting there like, man, that sounds a little Democratish, and still they won't clap. Anyway, I need to knock this out. Give you a quick brief because I looked last night. There's like 11 people who are just in, 11 people that are just in AR. And I have a really exciting news. If you've ever wanted to join one of our other services, AR only people, now's the time to do it. And if you heard this pitch on Monday, because you're already in Solo Amazon, which is gone, it's now Solo AI, or you heard this yesterday in primary, sit up straight because I have another price increase. What? You heard me. And it's awesome. So what am I talking about here? The world changed 3 weeks ago, folks. I saw, who was it? Bank of America. Somebody upgraded Oracle today. Like, it's really beaten down here, and it might take forever for it to come back. But we it's over with. The world changed. It's over with. AI, folks, coding, and I'm not even going to steal all my thunder because I'm doing all my presentation in the background here. But Solo Amazon's gone. It's now Solo AI. It starts Monday, March 2nd at 2. We're going to do a marketing brief that morning, and people in the public are going to pay people in the public price. TGO member, I'm going to hook you up with a 50% discount. But tonight is a lifetime brief. If you don't want to deal with paying anything, this type of stuff, just do the lifetime because it's getting ready to go up. Not $2,500. It's going to go up $5,000. What? It was 17.5 yesterday, Wiz. It's going up, and I'll tell you why in a second. So, why am I doing this, folks? It isn't just Amazon. The $100 billion announced on Monday. Did you see that? And OpenAI and whoever it was, more vaporware, but another 100 billion. So it went from 600 billion to 700 billion infrastructure arms race this year. I've never heard numbers like this in 34, 5, however many years. I've over 3 decades in markets, folks. So we're going to have 3 centers of gravity in this newest live trading service, folks. Chips and compute, energy and power. Did you see the president announce last night? What did he say about power? We're seeing some of the nuke names going up a little bit here. Did everybody see what he said about power? Hey, data centers, you're going to need your own power source. Stop sucking off we the people. Nuke. You got to, I'll do this on Monday, but folks, nuke, buy it. He said it last night. You're going to have to come up with your own power sources. Whoa. The nuke names should be exploding. Did everybody just close your bear call spread? I already sent out the alert. I opened a bear call spread and closed it about 7 minutes later for $700. Did everybody get that alert? Did you close your trade already? Right there. Where's my buddy Werner? Werner, are you in here? He's our European buddy. So Werner, E-Trade just came out. As soon as you fire a trade, they have this little confirmation that pops up immediately. I used to have to go to the order page and stuff like that. But to Werner's point, he used to say, hey, can you put the date time on your alerts? And I'd usually forget. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Werner, for asking that. There you go. So I took an immediate screenshot of this trade at, I can't even read it, 9:49. And then 5-7 minutes later, I was out $700. That was a 30% profit. There you go, 30% profit. And then yesterday was a beauty trade too. 40% profit, $500. So 7 and 5. There you go. Already making money, man. Love these sniper shots, having fun. Take a look at SPX in case you didn't see what I was seeing on the setup. Real quick, SPX. So we opened with a little, little pop up through a 25. And what did I do? I sold a 69.50, 69.55 bear call spread right there and got out of it right there. That's free money, folks. That ain't hard. That wasn't rocket surgery. That was free money. This is called amateur hour. So nice, quick $700. If I wasn't talking to you right now, I'd be done for the day. $700 a day times 252 trading days. Yeah, that's some good living. Okay. So here's the deal. We're still going to trade Amazon. It's I have a ton of money in Amazon. I have a core holding in Amazon. It's still the Death Star. Out of that 700 billion, essentially a third of the 700 billion is Amazon by itself. It's the most dangerous position in the portfolio. I'm going to weight this portfolio. This is kind of like a Wiz ETF or a Wiz hedge fund. Big percentage of Amazon, but I'm adding a bunch of other names in this single portfolio. This is our AI portfolio. So you guys, this is more for the Monday people, the new public people that are going to join. You guys know everything you get here at Top Gun Options, so I'm going to skip that. Obviously, Options Weapons School. We raised the price of Options Weapons School. It's been $297 for years. Over a decade. That was stupid. That should be, it should be like $997, but I raised it up to $297. But that's going to be included in this. So the math starting Monday for the public people, they will be paying $197 a month or $1997 a year. What's this? Why you bring this up to me, Wiz? Well, because you're a current TGO member. Here's what I'm going to give you. If you do this before March 1st, that's the deadline. If you take a solo Amazon, not solo AI yet, I haven't even put that page out yet. If you do solo Amazon now, as it sunsets here at 970, you'll be in the new service forever. It won't go up. You won't be you're saving 50%. That's over $1,000 in savings. Do you understand me? If you do not take this deal down the road, if you want to get into the service, you will be paying what the public will pay. Do you understand me? So here is the upgrade page. This is for existing TGO members only. Please don't blast this out on social media and give this away. This is your good deal for being a TGO member. Lock in your 970. It's $1997 starting Monday at 10 a.m. for the world. Everybody understand that. So the link is in the chat box. Don't miss this. Okay. But here's the bigger deal. So tonight is more important, in my opinion. So this 970 offer expires March 1st, and then you miss it. So lock it in now. Or the businessman in me says, don't lock it in now. Please pay more. That would be awesome. So, but here's what I'm going to do. Tonight at 7, we just got the second out of 5, so there's only through. We just got the second lifetime member, Deanne. I don't know if you're in here, but Deanne. So Debbie last week, Deanne yesterday, joined Lifetime. Tonight at 7, I'm going to do a Lifetime brief. You're going to get solo AI and something else that we're launching in April included. Do you understand this? So, like I just said, Debbie joined last week. Deanna joined yesterday. There are only 3 lifetime memberships left. So that's wrong right there. I put her name in here this morning when I saw her agreement and everything come through this morning. And there's Deanna. Welcome aboard, Deanna. So look down here. Price is going to rise to 17.5. This is your last opportunity to get in at 15. This is also wrong. Why? Because in April, we are going to launch. Well, let me give you this link if you want to come tonight. So I have breaking news. We're launching another service. Okay. And if you're in lifetime, you ain't paying another penny for it. We are launching in April let me give you the link to register for tonight if you're interested in lifetime, or you email me like Debbie did last week. Deanne did a couple days ago. Like, I want it now. If we get 3 more people this afternoon or the rest of the morning, I'm not doing the brief tonight. I'll send out an email like, hey, brief's canceled. The only reason I'm doing the brief tonight is to get 3 more people. Kevin, shoot me an email. This might be number 3. So Kevin, shoot me an email, whiz@topgunoptions.com if you want one of the slots. So there goes number 3 potentially. Here's what changed. Whiz, you briefed 17. It's going up to 17.5 yesterday. Here's what changed, ladies and gentlemen. I just sat here. I'm fired up. I am so rejuvenated. Why? Because of AI. We are launching in April. An April launch at 9. This is going to replace the old low dollar entry rate service, the 97 a month, 970 a year. Tactical trade alerts. I'm going to blast out 2 a week with actionable trades, folks. That deep dive research that you've gotten, everybody has their plan, right? Everybody. I'm getting ready to update this tonight. As soon as the earnings hit for NVIDIA, what happens after market close today? NVIDIA earnings hit. This report will be updated. See, this 19-page report, better than any product I've seen from Goldman Sachs Asset Management, JP Morgan Private Wealth Management. I had a buddy who I sent this to. He's like, were you cheating on me? Who'd you get that from? Type of thing. I'm like, I got it from my research desk, dude. I don't pay him $1 million. I don't pay him a big bonus. So this report will be updated tonight instantaneously with NVIDIA earnings. So you got it, Catherine. I am so excited, man. So we're going to launch another service. Let me give you this plan in case you guys haven't. For the 11 people who are just in AR, let me upload this to the chat box in case you didn't get it. Yeah, I am so excited, man. I'm rejuvenated here at Top Gun Options. I'm so excited for this because this stuff is, where is it? AI infrastructure. There you go. All right, so everybody look in the chat box. I just uploaded that. All right, so to register for tonight's brief, go.topgunoptions.com/MAB. That stands for Max Afterburner. This will go from you can lock in at 15 now. By April, the next time I do a lifetime pitch for 5 people, it will be $20,000. It's not going to be 17.5. We have 2 new services launching: Solo AI and Tactical Trade Plan. I'm going to put 2 of those out a week with an options tactic at the end with all the research. I mean, this is going to be awesome, but it's going to be for low. That'll be my new gateway drug to get into Top Gun Options, right? We have a funnel, $97, $970 a year to get people's feet wet, and then all the way up to Debbie, Deanne, Kevin joining potentially lifetime. So would you rather pay 15 today or 20 grand in 2 months? That's a pretty damn good call option, folks. So I would act immediately. Does everybody understand this? Then we got a lot to do. We got to trade. All right, one more time for the just upgrade, Wiz. I'm going to take to lock in the new service price at the old annual Amazon fee. That's the no-brainer immediately. $1,100 savings. Duh. I can't hook you up. If you email me or support on Monday, I'll give you the link for $197 a month and $19.97 a year. This is it. Team was like, why would you do that? I'm like, because I'm nice. I'm going to hook people up. And they're like, well, could have made a lot more money if you just launched it. And I'm like, nah, we're not. That's not me. Any other questions before we get airborne with all this? I'm really excited. Great stuff going on. Oops, cancel. All right. All right, we got to go. Let's throttle up and get airborne here. I have it on authority that I would trust with my life, that we are a 95% probability of an attack against Iran. You can take that to the bank. Now, if you were here through COVID crash, where we made 2.8 million bucks in 3 weeks, as the smart money panicked, I told you, and I got it wrong. I told you, I think we were in a live trade brief with my deep throat buddies, like he's going to shut down the government. You remember that? He was going to shut down the federal government. The market was good, another big leg down. And I mean, holy crap, the first time in history. He doesn't have that power. Yeah, he does. He runs the executive branch, air traffic controllers, FDA meat inspectors, border patrol, everybody stay home. Oh, I guess technically he could shut down. So you know what I was getting at. I said the same thing in a live trade brief. I said there's a 95% probability between the time he left the Oval Office and he got to the blue podium, he actually changed his mind. I found out afterwards. He's like, I changed my mind. So I got that wrong. So when you're dealing with Donald Trump, as you guys know him as well as I do, he can change immediately. However, based on really good intel, there will be a massive strike on Iran. But that again, that can change. The mullahs, oh my God, the guy is really going to do it. We'll give you everything type of thing. Can they get out of it? They can, obviously. But as it is right now, it's a go. And you know what's funny? I got all that. And then I saw the clip of Schumer, I think it was yesterday morning, leaving the skiff. I haven't seen Schumer like this in a long time. He just walked up to the microphone. He goes, "This is serious. And the president has to make his case." And he walked away. Schumer, who loves microphones, the guy looked white, and that's all he said. It was 10 seconds. This is incredibly serious. He needs to make his case. And he walked away. I'm like, whoa. I saw that after I saw it after. And I'm like, okay, well, now I got the flavor for what's going on up there. This is a horror. I'm not going to drop anchor here, but this idiot, Zelensky, he's back to, we're going to recapture every territory that, 5 years. 5 years, folks. It's been 5 years. And now this guy is like, no, we're back to, we're not giving up an inch. You know what? Keep killing each other. Have fun. Knock yourself out. I just don't care anymore. I can't care anymore. So we already briefed this yesterday. My brother Dan Kane, Raising Kane, he's doing his job. You bet, Dave. That's why you're here, man. This thing is it's priceless. That's why you don't be a jerk. I mean, I was a jerk at various points in my life. Thank God I've been healed. But never burn bridges, man. Always offer to help people. Always try and be a good dude or a good lady. And it's a good network of when you got a good brotherhood and sisterhood, man. It pays dividend. I mean, knowing this guy doesn't hurt. So funny. He picked up the phone. I texted him like, Matthew just, he's in the Gators up in Jacksonville, man. I didn't tell Matthew. I didn't hear anything the next morning. And then he called me in a panic. He's like, Dad, he's like the commanding general and the ops group commander and called me into their office. I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, nah. Anyway, so he's doing his job. He does it well. Raisin's a great dude. He's a great American. He's a 500-pound head. The media saying, oh, he's against an attack. He's not against an attack. He briefs he will give the president his counsel, and then the president makes a decision. He's the chief military advisor, folks. You want my 2 cents, Mr. President? Here it is. Thanks, Raisin. Now do this. Yes, sir. That's the way it works. And if he doesn't want to do what he's told by the president, he resigns his commission. He won't be that scumbag General Milley after it. Well, I knew we shouldn't have surrendered Bagram, and I knew that drone strike wasn't a righteous strike and we killed civilians. No, you didn't, you coward. It's exactly right, Bruce. I guarantee you Raisin said that. Mr. President, this ain't going to be Operation Midnight Hammer. This ain't B2s refueling 17 times and coming home and yay. This will be sustained combat operations. Do you see the Gerald Ford, the most expensive, newest carrier on the planet? Sewage systems suck. The Gerald Ford with their electromagnetic catapults and the elevators all sucked. They delayed like the launch of that ship for like 5 years because all the Gucci technology broke. Steam catapults would have been the way to go. This was a problem during Trump's first term. He almost told him, like, put the steam catapults back in. What are we doing? So the Ford is a junk. It's going on its 11th month deployment. Wall Street Journal op-ed yesterday. Hello, Raytheon. America needs a lot more weapons. There's your commit criteria. Wiz, why are you bullish on Raytheon? We're out of weapons and we need a lot more weapons. Did you see the ERAM? What's the ERAM? Extended range, something that we're out of weapons and we need more weapons, folks. You can't be any more bullish on Raytheon, or I can't be. Why is my screen freezing here? Cancel that. Okay, well, Wall Street Journal is freezing up on me. Whatever, we need more weapons. This is a bad headline, folks. Iran to buy Chinese supersonic anti-ship missiles as U.S. carriers near. Ladies and gentlemen, if Donald Trump, Raisin, General Milley called his counterpart, right, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Chinese dude, and committed sedition. He committed treason. Hey, Ming, if the president orders me to do something against you guys, I won't do it. Why is he not in jail? Why wasn't he recalled to active duty and put on trial for violating the UCMJ? What I'm saying at is Raisin should pick up the phone and call his counterpart and go, hey, man, you give those things to Iran and one of those sinks one of our carriers, it will be an act of war against you. This is bad. These hypersonic, and it's so funny because I get in arguments with I'm a carrier dude, man. It's over with. These Mach 5 plus hypersonic missiles, you know, the drone swarms, and we'll try and shoot those with direct energy weapons and lasers, and we can probably handle 100 drones with 20-pound bombs on them type of thing, but these are lethal. China has about 600 plus of these, and we'll use them if we do the Taiwan thing. But ladies and gentlemen, the Iranians getting this is a horror. You're in the middle of the Straits of Hormuz. What is it, 24 miles? I've told you, I went through the Straits during the day one time. You can see Oman, you can see Iran. I'm on the flight deck. I'm like, man, this is tight. Do you imagine one of these things launching? This is bad. CWIZ will not shoot this thing down, folks. It's bad enough. The not hypersonic, correct. Ladies and gentlemen, General Milley's catching a ration from me today, but he at least admitted that last time I saw him testify years ago. He's like, we do not have a counter to hypersonic missiles. The Russians and the Chinese are putting all their eggs in this type of basket. We're building big carriers. I'm a big carrier guy and a little one, the Kitty Hawk. Folks, this is a horror. If Iran gets these things, it's very, very bad. Bill Ackman seems like a good dude. 46 million working Americans don't have a 401k plan or pension plan or savings for retirement. Tonight, the president announced a TSP, Trump savings plan, the $1,000 with a potential for the match to increase with congressional approval. It will be invested in the stock market and grow tax-free. Ladies and gentlemen, the program pays for itself with a 5% government match. Unbelievable. Great news for the S&P 500 and for regular Americans. Well done, Mr. President. Secretary Hegseth had to come to Jesus at the Pentagon with Anthropic CEO. This guy, you can't use our AI for killing people or defense. That's what we do here, dude. Anthropic dials back AI safety commitments. A company says competitive pressure prompts its pivot away from a more cautious stance. Follow the money. I don't have a Pete Hegseth impression, but they met the other day, right? He's like, you got until Wednesday at noon to figure this out. If we're not going to use Anthropic for what we do in this business, you're being put on the illegal enemies list. You're Anthropic, all of it. You'll be an enemy of the state. Or what did Hegseth say? What's the Defense Something Act? We'll seize it. Whoa. Wow. So, interesting. They have principles until they don't, right? We already briefed this the other day, but this headline keeps floating around, man. The fundraising tactic, AI startups are juicing valuations, and the race to get into hot startups, raising questions about what they're really worth. Oh boy, this is a copy paste headline from the year 2000. This is bad. So, in our new solo AI service, we're going to make money either way, folks. I'll be ready for the pop. I'll be ready for the drop. I'll be ready for all of it. You guys know this. Look at how we trade our double verticals on the S&P 500, printing money in as things go up and go down. This will be like shooting fish in a barrel. I guarantee you the AI bubble will pop. What does it look like, though, right? Because we talked about this in the .com bubble pop. Netscape, whatever else, Yahoo, throw out all your .com names that disappeared. Amazon, Google, right? The Microsoft. The solid names will live. Others will die, right? Who's it? Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. There will be absolute companies, AI companies, who are destroyed and die. In this new service, I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to find those and obviously finding the good ones. There's the extra 100 billion. My slides on Monday said 600 billion AI sector on my solo AI slides launch. I had to add, it bumped it up to 700 billion, folks. Meta and AMD agree to AI chips deal worth more than 100 billion. Wow. The deal could result in Meta owning as much as 10% of AMD stock as the chip maker seeks to challenge NVIDIA. NVIDIA earnings after the close. We already beat this dead horse. Did everybody read this? My 11 just solo AR members, I still posted this in the writer room. You should be in there as well. If you didn't read this, choke yourself. This was mandatory reading. It was mandatory reading to read it again, and then a 12th time. Did everybody read this? What's it called, Wiz? The 2028 Global Intelligence Crisis, the GIC. It's 2026, Wiz. Okay, genius. This is a statement from the future, looking back to us today and the 2 years in between. Read it. I have said that even if a fraction of this happens, it's extremely bad. What if our AI bullishness continues to be right? And what if that's actually bearish? This hit Sunday. I put it sent it out to all the members to read. What happened Monday? Viral doomsday report lays bare Wall Street's deep anxiety about AI future. Citrini Research's thought experiment rattles investors already worry of tech disruptions. What happened Monday? You could have closed your bearish double vertical from last week for a nice 50, 75% profit. You're welcome. We'll talk about SPX rebounding here in a second. But folks, this was required reading. Okay. Viral doomsday report. What do markets move on? Fear and greed. That's it. Markets go up on greed, they go down on fear. I keep telling you, my journal's over there. I already have it on my calendar. Look back to last year's journal entries. What will be happening in a year from now in AI? We talked yesterday about Moore's Law or whatever it is. Just what's happening in AI. Incredibly, folks, I did this. I woke up, went to the gym, went to yoga, and as I was doing all of that stuff, it did all of this work, folks. absolutely insane. Executive overview, the pricing, it gave me video scripts. It built the opt-in pages. It did everything, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen anything like this. I've gotten rid of the vast majority of the contractors and social media teams. I just need people to plug, because I'm not going to sit here. I can do the booger eating. I'm not going to do it. It's over with, folks. I already told you about all the legal stuff we're saving money on. I mean, this is just absolute insanity. Bruce, we always find that out, don't we, man? We find out who's swimming naked. This is just insane. We do email swaps with strategic partners. They like mailing to an evergreen funnel, create an evergreen funnel for solo AI, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Wow. The biggest pain in the ass, ladies and gentlemen, when I do something like this was talking to purple-haired nipple ring copywriters, like the marketing people. God bless them, but it was so frustrating to me years ago. Hey, I need 5 full throttle emails launched. Okay, here they are. Oh my God, man, I couldn't even stand it. First of all, being Top Gun Options having a military flair, they couldn't get it anyway. They didn't know any of that. They didn't know anything about the market. I'm like, oh my, I'll end up doing it. Why am I paying you? So, folks, this is the world's changed. Look at this in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, last night. I'm sitting on the couch watching the State of the Union. Tech firms aren't just encouraging their workers to use AI, they're enforcing it. From startups to giants, including Meta and Google, tech companies are factoring AI use into performance reviews and trying to track productivity gains. If you're a white-collar person who uses one of these for work or one of these, you're fired eventually. Are you contingency planning? Derek, I got the enforcement today at work. Ladies and gentlemen, man, let's talk about something good, and then we're going to get tactical in trade. AI. Elon Musk just put an expiration date on the medical profession. What? He gave it, did you watch this interview? 3 years. What a great interview. The interview asked when Optimus would be a better surgeon than the best surgeons on earth. He said 3 years. 3 years at scale. Not a prototype, not a lab experiment at scale. What do you mean? It takes a super long time to be a good doctor. And even then, the knowledge is what? Stale. Knowledge is constantly evolving. Hey, a new this. It takes time for that to filter and for somebody to get up to speed. It's hard to keep up with everything. Doctors have limited time. They make mistakes, malpractice. How many great surgeons are there? Not that many. This is the brutal reality of the greatest healthcare system humanity has ever built. Exhausted humans. I have so many doctor buddies who are like, dude, I'd be up for 72 hours in my residency. I'm like, if you were in an airliner, you'd kill people. What are you doing? Biological limits, got to go take a leak. My wife and I are fighting. I'm going to take it out on this open heart surgery patient. Trained over decades, one patient at a time. Optimus does not have those restraints. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can read all this. At that point, there will be more Optimus robots that are great surgeons than there are on Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, what does that mean? First of all, great movie. What's it called? Elysium, whatever, with Matt Damon. So look at that. Lawyer here, limping to the end and retiring earlier than planned due to AI. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of surgeons. Buddy of mine I fly L-39s with, Doc Greenberg. Some of you guys have met them. Oh, no kidding. No kidding, Charles. Look at that. Wow. They're not registered with FINRA. So who cares, right, Charles? I'm not registered with any of those people. I avoid the government. I run a newsletter service. I can put out a paper like that. And if it causes the market to move, you don't need to be registered for that. That's so funny. Just retired early from mortgage banking. A lot of AI coming into the biz, cutting staff and sales teams monthly. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, how about medical? Doctors, they instantaneously get a download. Johns Hopkins just released new study. It is loaded. I can do this and they don't shake. How many times I've watched like true crime stories or something like that, like the cocaine doctor, the guy was on drugs the whole time he was doing. I'm like, oh my God. What, speaking of attorneys, folks, what happens to the whole malpractice profession? Optimus robot, hand steady, doesn't. Who, first of all, who do you sue? But second of all, we already talked about this the other day. The insurance industry, self-driving cars. Saw a video the other day. Kid getting into a kid getting into a driverless car to go to school. Bye. Have a good day. Insurance, medical, legal. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? Now we can transition to what, David, it doesn't matter, right? If the AMA, all the legal people are trying to build whatever little moats around being an attorney they can, right? Well, in the state of Florida, in order to file something, you have to be registered with the bar. Great. I'm going to do everything but having you go into the courthouse to file this thing, and I'll pay you $100 to go do that. Well, no, then I'll find the next guy. Next guy. No, okay, I'll do it for $100. Okay, thank you. You're my attorney. Go file this. I did all of it, all the research. Don't give me your bullshit. I heard this last year excuse. It made up a phantom case. That was last year. In case you haven't been keeping up on current events, they just got their asses kicked. There ain't no phantom stuff. And the best way to avoid the phantom stuff is go, great, appreciate all this. Now sue me, rip this apart. Be it the attorney, be the judge, be, oh yeah, good idea. Let's plug the holes in this. Now, how many times have I told you folks, this is the line of the United States in the world going straight down. We are flying into the side of a mountain, folks. It's a horror. We can't even have people in this country celebrate the Olympic men's hockey team. They're frothing at the mouth. They don't even know what hockey is. Wait a minute. They took a phone call from Trump in the locker room. So Senator Van Hollen, whatever his name is, flew to El Salvador to meet with a wife-beater human smuggler who wasn't even an American. The media called him American Dad. He's an El Salvadoran citizen. Beat his wife and engaged in human trafficking. I'm going to fly to El Salvador. Kash Patel goes into the locker room, the FBI director, and chugs beers with these guys. Their faces melt off. Guess which one liberals have more of a problem with? The FBI director chugging a beer with the Olympic hockey team, or a Democrat senator going to another country to meet with the citizen of another country who beats his wife and smuggles kids? Why am I rambling about this? Because, folks, the divide isn't huge. It's massive, and it's getting huger. What is going to save us? This. God put me on the right path, man. 5 years ago in 2 months was my healing journey. People are going to need this, folks. Wiz, I just lost my $500,000 a year job at Accenture. I need to find some purpose. I need to see what's behind this. Ladies and gentlemen, people are going to be suffering. Derek, you nailed it. People need purpose, and AI will take that away. I got to be honest with you, man. Reading these reports that I've cranked out, I'm like, man, and put the options tactic in there. I'm like, whoa, I need to go. You've seen my transition, right? When I was in Chicago, folks, we had to stand there and do the mental math. The people that founded the firm I was a junior partner at, when they walked in the morning, they had like a phone book of prices and stuff like that, man. You got your big sheets and you had to stand on your feet and do mental math. Same thing in the cockpit. I remember years ago, right? Sitting at home getting ready for an airline interview or for a flight the next day, juggling tennis balls and going through my emergency procedures, right? Why? To keep my mind fresh. I need to be able to be doing a bunch of other things as I go through things I have to memorize. AI, what's that movie, Wall-E? Yeah, exactly. To this article, yeah. So, folks, people are going to get dumb. Watch that. I think it's a Disney or Pixar movie called Wall-E. All the humans are fat, sitting on their couches as the robots kind of do all this stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the way. People, you guys know I'm not going to brief you on everything. You already know all this stuff. The Sacred Warrior Fellowship, No Fallen Heroes Foundation. we've been helping a lot of veterans who are out of work or in a tough place, man. And it does give them, it's so funny. Lady we helped last retreat, she called us the other day or put it in our retreat thread. She's like, I got the job type of thing. She got hired by Pepsi as a local area manager, and her intention. So there is good in the world. It's going to be this. Isn't it weird? So at the same time, Compass and their psilocybin product will probably get FDA approval. Is the time in 6 months where I'm going to be in my journal going, I can't believe this. AI has gotten even worse or better. I mean, I could be completely wrong with all this stuff. I really don't. I do care because I care what's going to happen to humanity. But at some level, I kind of don't care. I'm taking care of you guys. I'm taking care of people in the foundation, my family. I'm doing what I can on our level. So this is a great headline, folks. We're in AR, accelerated retirement, psychedelics clinical trial update, positive results from psilocybin and DMT on the road to FDA approval. Helus, right? The old Cybin and Compass Pathways, man. Great news last week. Compass Pathways, folks, the second positive phase 3 treatment result in treatment-resistant depression. What's treatment-resistant depression? It can't be treated. No, it can be. With what? Something God put on this planet for us to heal. I got my weed shirt on. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the other sector besides AI that we're taking a look at. Lovicillin, I don't even know what this word is, but another psychedelic name receiving breakthrough therapy designation status. That means instead of going in the big FDA's inbox with a big stack of papers, you go into this inbox, which is wide open. I've shared with you, I know people at some of these companies who told me 6 months ago or however many years ago that said, what? Dude, the FDA called us. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound good. No, it was. They said, what's the holdup? Where's your results? We want you to move. It's like, whoa, we can't push the healing. These people are, we're 2 more weeks left. Well, I'll call you. Okay. Wow. That's not Joe Biden's FDA. This is Donald Trump's FDA. Okay. So where is it? Christian Angermeyer. Oh, here's a Ty Beckley. They moved from overseas headquarters to the United States now. Christian Angermeyer wrote a great tweet. You got to be following him on Twitter, folks. He posts a lot of good investing stuff. He'll go read his tweets. He's like, I believe so much in this. Almost every penny I have is in this mission right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, got to hit the tanker on this computer, man. Got to plug it in. Just about half of the United States of America's tanker assets are in the Middle East. That's a first. That tells you something. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested, March 6th from 9 to 12. This, if you don't want to sit there and listen to it all, why am I telling you this? Because the stock potentially moves on these investor days. Like, hey, they brought up this Gucci stuff. Christian Angermeyer is the big investor in Atai. Wasn't he the CEO for a little bit and moved on or whatever? Chris, CHR, there he is. You need to be following this guy on Twitter. I closed that thread. Oh, here's like right at the top, his pinned tweet. Psychedelic medicine's a time for stock pickers. He pinned it up here. Go read this. He does a great job, better than me, of breaking down Atai, why it's the leader in the field, and FDA approval and commercial viability. And this is a great, let me just give you this. I'm not going to sit here and read it because we got tactical stuff to do. Follow him. Throughout the day, I have him as an alert. Like whenever he posts a new tweet, I get an alert and I go read it, man. He's really. This was a good one too. Biotech has been a tough sector over the past 5 years. Calling it a roller coaster would be an understatement. After the cycle of 2020 and 2021, a prolonged biotech winter. Why was there a prolonged biotech winter? Again, let me I'm being a smart ass, Joe Biden for this. 25% bear market in the S&P 500. This was me healed. This was me going to Miami to the Benzinga Psychedelic Capital Conference, giving a keynote and saying, buy it with both hands. Thanks, Joe Biden. Everything got hammered. This wasn't just a biotech winter. It was a Joe Biden winter. Inflation, 9.1%. Again, President Trump last night doing the whole, we inherited some really bad stuff. Man, get over it. You're the commanding officer. But he does a great job of breaking down like, hey, man, you might have heard this before back then, that this is the time. This is what happened when we said this was the time last time. This is why now is different. I concur. He more or less agrees with me because I've been saying this. Really, really smart guy. And I'm good. Okay, let's get tactical. Existing trades. Let's keep an eye on Amazon. Nice little recovery and pop. What did I tell you Monday in our last solo Amazon brief? It's last for you, definitely, if you don't upgrade and take the annual 970. Iron Condor. What did I tell you about iron condors? It's a better picture over here. Iron condors are great until when? They're not. This one's still fine though. 210 is kind of a, Mason-Dixon line right now. Let me go with 3 months. This is good. I drew this on Monday. That's good. Oops, that's good. So we have the 212.5 up here. I have 210 short calls I need to keep an eye on, but the 212.5 is looking pretty good. Iron condor management, folks. I'd sit on the 212.5 bear call spread. Maybe roll your bull put spread up. Take some profits in the whatever it was, 197.5, 195 bull put spread. Roll that spread up because we're on a little bit of a run. Folks, if we go through 210 today with airspeed, it's 212.5 to 215 is the next stop. I'm going to have to roll my short calls up. But for now, just giving you a little Amazon update. I told you it was a gift down at 197.5. You've already made, over $10, $13 or whatever that is. Any questions on Amazon? Raytheon, somebody wrote this earlier. It's a gift on the pullback, folks. This makes no sense to me. I have done all the research. Look, we had a drill bit down to the 50-day moving. This is a gift. I promise you down here, folks, I might be wrong. There's a distinct possibility I'm wrong, but just about I think I did the back testing. This Claude is insane. The Opus 4.6. I'm like, back test Raytheon. Whenever we've had a military, engagement in Syria, Libya, it did all the research. Raytheon pops. Every time. I don't think there was a time when no. I think where's that report? Did I make a report for that? I don't think I made it as a report. That was just me doing my own, like, hey, and it did say something like that. Like, even though it's done this every time in the past, doesn't mean it'll do it now. I'm like, don't talk to me like that. Those are my words. So if you didn't get into the burner trade before, it's even more of a gift here. Does everybody understand it? I think I sold some new short calls out to Friday on Raytheon. Did I get filled on those? No. I tried to sell the 200s. I'm going to roll those down. I'm going to sell the 197.5s out to Friday for Raytheon. Don't know what the dip is, folks. I'm clueless. I have no idea. So again, my source shall remain nameless, filled on that one. It's a go, unless barring, obviously, barring Iran really, like, no kidding, not being Iran, which we all know is most likely not going to happen. But again, I'm just hedging with hey man, it could not happen. If it doesn't happen, I was about to say God forbid, ain't no God forbid. It would be awesome if there is no strike, if people don't die, if a young Air Force female pilot or naval aviator doesn't get shot down over Iran, it would be great. And I'd gladly lose money in Raytheon. So if we don't have a strike, does Raytheon go down? I don't think it like implodes or anything like that, because I don't think we're going to get a. Does anybody? You guys red team me right now. Does anybody see a? I'm going to meet with the mullahs. We're going to meet in Switzerland, sign a deal. Trump Towers in Bouchier. Believe me, he did it with cream of some young guy. Donald Trump walked into North Korea, folks. I mean, the dudes could do it. I just don't see that happening. Why am I going on this tangent? Because it's a gift down here. I'd add, if you don't have synthetic stock on Raytheon, it's a gift down here, period. I have synthetic stock and I have that burner trade. So, any questions on Raytheon? Okay. I mean, if anything, there's the triple bottom here, 192.5. So you got it, Bruce. That's what I said at the beginning, man. The op-ed in the journal is your commit criteria. Where's that headline? There it is. So, America leads lots of weapons. So, yeah, we gotta. Folks, if we do strike, we're gonna ripple through a lot, and we're gonna be even lower. I already told you on the last Raytheon earnings call. The C look at. I mean, we're on the screen here. Earnings. I mean, we had a run up, buy the rumor, sell the news, pop, hover, 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 rip. Why did we rip in here after earnings? Because the damn CEO was on the earnings call like, yeah, we don't have the capacity to fulfill what we have. That's what a call option, man. A CEO going, we can't even fulfill backdated orders, folks. That should be scary. That really should scare you technically. It's bullish for the stock, it's bearish for America. When you don't have the infrastructure, folks. If I'm cream of some young guy, a general in the People's Liberation Army, the first thing when I push the button is every shipyard in the United States is gone with a hypersonic missile. We have shipyards, folks. So why aren't we building shipyards? Why aren't we building more Raytheons? Raytheon, here's a shitload of money from Donald Trump. Go make a Raytheon Part 2. We need to increase this stuff. So very, very bullish. Okay. Quick review of SIBO, and then we're going to talk about some SPX. The gift that keeps on giving. We sold some short calls the other day. They're looking fine. JP Morgan, Jim Cramer and the other dudes this morning talking about the financials starting to come out of their winter here. I already talked about this the other day, not to beat a dead horse. It's a gift. 292.5 bounce, 292.5 bounce, 292.5 bounce, not 292.5, 297.5 bounce, 292.5 bounce. Yes to JP Morgan right here, maybe even a bull put spread, out a couple weeks, because it's can't trade off the left side of a chart, Wiz. Well, you kind of can. JP Morgan ain't going to zero. This latest melt in JP Morgan is because of what they admitted to. Did you see on Monday, JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon said, yeah, we did debank President Trump because of politics, and the Biden administration told us to do it. What a disgusting administration. I just can't even. Could you imagine if that woman won? Kamala Harris, what would be going on in this country right now? I can't even. She's leading in the polls. And did you see Gavin Newsom in Atlanta and his one of the most racist things I've ever seen? You just can't. Anyway, all right. Any questions on existing positions? Compass is a gift, ladies and gentlemen. After the results, do I have short calls on Compass? Let's go take a look at my existing positions. So let's go back to the chart real quick. That's bullish. If you're not in Compass, folks, look at this. $5.82 to $9. You're welcome. This is an extremely bullish chart. Gap up. What's half the gap? Right about there. Did it fill the gap, Wiz? No, it didn't even come close to filling the gap. It filled the gap, went up, and it's hovering above the gap. Buy it. It's hovering above the gap, folks, because institutional money is piling into these names now. People are waking up to the psychedelic space. Does everybody understand this? What do I have? Compass going on. Oh, I have I need to do my ratio calls. So I have 6 of the Jan 27 $7 calls. I need to sell some March calls. I'll sell 3 of the 8s. Sell 3 of the March 26th 8 calls. I'm going to have to come in about 62 cents probably to get filled, all or none. $180 beats a stick in the eye. Well, Wiz, you have 6, you just said. Well, why would you only do 3? Yeah, Compass is tomorrow, right? 226 BMO before market open. You know what? I knew that. Why the silence? No more silence. I'm canceling those. Never mind. Why the hemming and hawing there, Wiz? Based on those positive phase 3 results, the earnings might suck, but the guidance might be fantastic. Like we expect FDA approval Q1 of next year. Rip. Good call. I knew there were earnings tomorrow. I'm like, nah, let me leave 3 uncovered. Now, to Preston's point, some of you might be sitting here like, Wiz, what would be a great new Compass trade? I'm going to give you one. Don't start typing right now like, wait, shouldn't I wait for earnings? No. When you're long-term bullish, in this case, out to Jan of 28, you don't care what really happens tomorrow. What if if you're sitting here going, Wiz, I'm going to wait. What if they miss? I can get it cheaper. What if they don't? We can always do this. Welcome to a market. If you want to be long-term bullish on Compass years into the future, you do it now. I have a feeling it should be good. The earnings might not be good because they're burning through cash, but based on what they just said, how could it? I don't know. I do this today. So, does anybody else need it? I'll rip through it real quick for Preston and anybody else. So you could do a couple things right now. Dave, great question. They're all undervalued. A tie at $4 is obscenely cheap. Go read Christian Angermeyer stuff. Folks, this was $6, $7 in the fall. It's a gift. A tie is, they're all undervalued. I can't. Help. Sybin's new is undervalued. Right? They're all undervalued. But let me stick with Compass real quick. I'd buy all 3 of those. Those are all really cheap. So Preston and whoever else, it's up to you. I usually don't do synthetic stock on a stock that's under $10. Why? That's the call option, right? That's the stock. So what did I do? The Jan 28s weren't out yet. I had Jan 27s. I bought 6 of these at the money calls. So today, if I was Preston or somebody new, I'm me, I would buy these calls. I would buy the Jan 28 at the money 7 call. Look at the open interest, folks. I mean, there's some good open interest out here, right? People are starting to wake up to this stuff. Now, here's what you could also do. A ratio spread, like I just showed you. Maybe you buy 10 of the Jan 28 7 calls, but you sell 5. Let me just show you the math real quick. Buying 10 of the Jan 28 7 calls is $4,800. That's cheap. If you wanted to buy, Wiz, I want to buy 1,000 shares of Compass. Why would you do that? You're spending $7,900. Would you rather spend $7,900 or $4,700? I'm already saving you money. But if I bought 10 of the Jan 28 7 calls, I would sell 5 of the March, whatever's I just did, 8s. I wouldn't do this though, right? Because, and you got to do this stuff too, right? Because of earnings tomorrow. Right? I'm just talking you through what you can do with like a ratio spread. What's your max potential loss? What you paid for it? What's your profit infinite? So if you did this trade today and Compass reports blowout earnings tomorrow and great guidance, and the stock pops up to 10, you're still okay because you have 5 long calls that can run. 6 are going to be in the money. 5 are going to be in the money. 5 can run. This is called a ratio. I'm long 10 into the future. I'm gonna help pay for these calls by selling the front month against it. That's one tactic you could do. Okay. Or Wiz ain't doing that. I want to do synthetic stock, which means you buy an at the money call, you sell an at the money put, right? And that gives you voila, synthetic stock. You could buy a disaster put 20% underneath the name. What's that? 5. It lowers your risk. So with earnings tomorrow, this is the trade I would do today. I wouldn't do that ratio spread, or I would just buy the calls, but not sell the upside calls. So 2 choices. And then after earnings tomorrow, we can talk about, and after, I'll be in the chat board in the member area talking through what their earnings were and what I'm going to be doing. Then we could sell a front month call against it. After whatever happens tomorrow, hey man, the thing exploded up to $8.50 or $9. Maybe sell the March 10 at that point then, right? But that would be a decision to be made tomorrow. Does everybody understand that? I would not put a cap on it for tomorrow just because of the earnings. I would do the calls or the synthetic stock. Let me grab screenshots of both these. Preston, you good? Anybody else on Compass? I had some SPX stuff I wanted to talk through. I'm sorry I'm going late. I had to do the solo AI stuff at the beginning. Lifetime tonight, folks. It's going up $5,000 in 2 months because I am giving you a bunch of value. People got Lifetime at $7,500. I'm still waiting for my nice Christmas presents. I can't wait for like 10 years from now. Lifetime will be $50,000 or something like that. And you'll be like, oh, those youngins, I only had to pay this. Any questions on psychedelics? Buy them with both hands. People are awake now. The institutional money is starting to wake up to this stuff, the clinical trials, and everything's moving. Everything's going in the right direction. I really would have appreciated the president last night saying something, positive. But you guys know me, man. It's on my calendar. RFK Jr. last June. We want psychedelics in the hands of veterans in the next 12 months who need them. It's on my calendar, Mr. Secretary. I don't hear anything by that day. I'm taking a flamethrower to you and the administration. I ain't no hyper partisan, man. Be doing the same thing if it was a Democrat administration. So we need movement here. Okay. SPX. Let's get over here. We already did our sniper shot for today. We're hanging right now. Maybe we do let me walk you through, because this pays for lifetime, man. I'm going to step through this tonight, how the sniper shots, man, pay for them. I pay for lifetime. All the lifetime members in here can tell you that they paid for it in X amount of time with sniper shots. This ain't hard. But let's go look at the max pain for today, because I feel another one, 69.27. Let me refresh this real quick. I think we're heavy up here at this 69.25. I think we fire another one. Let's wait for the chart to load. A lot of data on it, so let's open it up here. Hello. All right, now it's ripping. All right. All right. So there you go. 69.50. The max amount of call options that expire today, 46,000 of them at 69.50. What does that mean? The market could get pulled up to that. What's the second strike? Ooh, 69.40. Hmm. So you see, folks, as the day goes on, it gets pulled up or down to these strikes, right? Where's the most put? It's almost tied. 6,900. Ooh, looking at this, folks, you could do a day iron condor. I might do that. I love doing day iron condors because as it moves around, I fire in and out of them. I know we're an AR, but I'm seeing something right now over on this screen, the hover. And when I see a hover, hovers don't last in the S&P 500. It breaks either down or up. Since we're getting a run up, I'm going to start. Let's go look at the 6950. There's not premium. There's no premium in it right now. And Brandon, I should have done it while I was sitting here. Let's go down to the 6940. Why is my screen keep freezing? All right, you see this? Yeah, there's no premium in this. Um, 6940's got a lot of premium. I wouldn't do that one. 6945. We're getting it. Let me put the chart up in the background. What are you looking at, Wiz, over here? This. So we're getting a little run so you can see the premium going up here. Maybe we do stick with the 6950. And then to the put side was the 6900, right? Let's go. I'm going to look at an iron condor. Buy, sell, the 6,900. Oh, where are you going? 6,900, 69.95. 68.95. Where's do your math? 68.95. Wait, what am I doing wrong here? Sell the 6950, buy the 6955, buy the 6900. Now there's no premium going to be in that 69.95, dude. My glasses need to be upgraded. There. But there's no, hold on, that's still wrong. $68.95, right? What am I looking at here? Okay. Well, whatever. What am I looking at? I'm going to look at a bear call spread. I'll just do the bear call spread for now and maybe leg into that bull put spread. I'll do the 45.50. There's not a lot of premium. I mean, the 40, if you sell the 40.45, I just looked at the pin. $1.20 is nice. 1 to 0.32. I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to do a full $5,000. I'll do whatever the 2,500 bucks is. What's that? Like 10 and 10. 3,800 bucks in risks, probably 7. I'll do this one. I'm going to sell 7 of today's 6940s by the 45s. It's already turning on me. See, 2,600 to 8. Let me grab screenshots of this. Or actually, I can do this and do the order thing. Like, wait, let's do. I'm going to put an order for $1.20 in case we bounce here. Fuck, down the margin. Let me see if I can do 4. I'm going to keep in $1.20 as the order. There we go. What the fuck is going on here? Where's all my? That's the spread I'd be. Oh, I need to move some money around. This is the spread that I'd fire, the 40.45 bear call spread at $1.20. Let me just grab a screenshot real quick. I'll show one contract because the commit criteria is the hover right now, and we ain't gonna hover forever. We're either going to break up to 69.50 or we're going to break down. Let me just copy this real quick for the sake of time. SPX day bear call spread at everyone. Load, man. All right. Yeah, I'll go back and add the metrics. I wanted to get this out fast, and it's already doing the 25. See, I'm surgical with these things, man. I love this stuff. Quick strike profits. Take a couple $100 here and there. This ain't hard. It's relatively easy once you see it. Let me update the screenshot of this right here. There's a big candle down. All right, there we go. And it's running away from me. I didn't get filled. So, that's why I usually put a plus or minus in the trade. See, I saw a big red candle on that screen down to here. This is a heart rate monitor, folks. Once you see the pattern, those are shots of opportunities and spreads there. All right, folks, good brief. All right, if you're a current member, man, you're getting the family discount, the drug deal, you're saving $1,100 on a service that's launching on Monday. The public is paying $197 a month or $197 a month or $19.97 a year. Oh yeah, there's the Max Payne link right there. So current members, you get a 50% discount off the new service. The public's paying full price starting Monday. This is a drug deal for you all. Or make the investment now. This is wrong. I'm going to update this page when we get off here. It's going to be 20 grand. It's not climbing the 17.5. It's climbing to 20. Would you rather pay 15 or 20? Martin, nope. AR is not changing. AR is staying long-term bullish trades and psychedelics. AR stays the way it is. Full throttle is the same. Primary brief, AR. Those 2 days. So Solo Amazon went away. It's now Solo AI. And then we are launching a brand new alert service in April. Once I get Solo AI airborne, we're launching this alert service. That's the Solo AI one. That'll be the lower price offer for people to get into. $97 a month, $970 a year. It's replacing the old Solo Amazon pricing. Yep, there's a bigger red handle down. Everybody just see me do this live, man. That wasn't hard, right? I'm firing that sniper right here, and 10 minutes later, there's the candle, baby. Come on. There you go. It ran away from me. I didn't get filled on it. So you're probably up around 30 cents already. If you did 15 contracts, that's about $350. 700 this morning, about 250 to 300 right now if you got into that trade. Was that hard? So maybe $1,000 in today's live trade brief potentially for you. All right, one more time. Here's the link to join me for the lifetime brief tonight. Kevin, shoot me an email if you want to be lifetime member number 3. If he takes that one, there's only 2. There's only 2 at. Do you want to say 5 grand? Lock it in right now. Okay. I'm having a blast, man. This is fun. NVIDIA earnings after the close. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. What's the at-the-money straddle before we go? Let's just see how much volatility is in NVIDIA options right now. Feb 27 expiration. We're at 190. We're in between 2 strikes here, so this ain't going to be exact. We'll go with the higher strike straddle. Feb 27. Folks, that's $22. So NVIDIA's pricing in a move up to 207 or down to 183. Man, that's a big at the money straddle. Wow. Okay, Kevin, I'll go look at my email. All right, folks. So that might be the 3rd lifetime member out of the 5 that we're taking. You want to find out more? Join me tonight at 7. 7. I can't wait. Hockey's back, man. Regular hockey. Panthers are done. The fact that the USA hockey team won, the Panthers are done this season. Barkov hurt. There's so many injuries. Kachuk just came back. This was a rebuild year. All those guys get healthy, man. Panthers are going to win the cup again next year. Hard to do it, 3 years in a row type of thing. So hockey back, but I will do the brief tonight unless I get Kevin and 2 more people before the brief tonight. I'll send out an email if I cancel it for tonight, but plan on it going on. And you know what? Come tonight for the lifetime brief because I will debrief NVIDIA earnings. There we go. We'll do an NVIDIA earnings debrief tonight at 7 because there's going to be a lot of smoke and fire and stuff going on. Amazon's going to move based on that. All the AI names will move based on NVIDIA earnings after the close. So join me tonight for an NVIDIA earnings brief. There we go. All right, guys, I'll see you in a little bit tonight. Pull the trigger either on the annual membership discounted at 50% or on the discounted lifetime, which is going up to 20 in 2 months. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste and basi. Wiz out. Talk to you guys later. Cheers.